Hey, what's up, YouTube? How's it going? So, the PlayStation 4 has been around for over 2 years now, and there are a slew of problems that have come up. One of the problems which I ran into, and I'm still running into, is the disc ejecting randomly even while I'm playing my game. So, that means that I'm kicked out of the game and I'm thrown to the main screen. Now, if you bought the PlayStation 4 on somewhere around the time it was launched or a few months after that, you would have got a system with no mechanical buttons. There are these soft buttons over here which have sensors. So the one on the top is the power button, the one below that is the eject button. Now, this is where the problem arises. Your PlayStation 4 might randomly eject discs that are in the disk drive, and that'll kick you out of the game that you're playing. If you're PvPing in Bloodborne, like I was doing just a few minutes ago, that's a pain in the ass because by the time the PlayStation 4 ejects the disc, and this is what it looks like once it is ejected, you're kicked out of the game. You don't have any way of preventing this from happening unless you do a few things to the PlayStation 4 itself. Now, this is an intermittent problem. It's not something which you can predict, or it's not something which will happen every time you switch the PlayStation on, but it definitely does happen. A few fixes that we've got over here, and the tools of the trade that you need to fix this. So, if you're wondering, what am I doing with a cotton bud or a Q-tip, a screwdriver set, and a set of pliers, you're right in wondering that. A few fixes that we'll talk about over here will help us overcome the problem of discs randomly getting ejected from the PlayStation 4, and hopefully that will solve the problem for a lot of you out there. Let's get started. Alright, first things first. If you want a quick fix to this problem, now I'm calling it a fix, it's really just did you turn it off and turn it on? And you might need to do it multiple times. So the question, how many times did you restart, is a very, very valid question over here. This is not really a fix, it's more of a workaround where you go ahead and restart the system. Now, I don't say that you restart it from the menu, but power off the system, unplug the cables, wait a couple of minutes or so, plug them back in, and then start it up. And your issue's fixed. Well, it's not fixed. In all probability, it will come back after some time. This is usually not a one off thing. It might temporarily fix the issue, but I would not recommend that as a fix. I would not say that that is a fix. It is a temporary workaround. The second thing, and this is something which I found out, is using the Q tip for a whole world of good. Now, let's get the rest of the stuff out of the way. We will be taking a look at that later on. But for now, since these buttons over here are not mechanical buttons, there is a tendency of a lot of dust to be accumulated right on top of the eject button. Now, I'm sure you can see the dust that's accumulated on my PS4. So let's clean that up. Q-tip, no water, no alcohol, no cleaning material. Just go in and clean it up that way. Now, you really just need to do it on the eject button, below the eject button, if you can get in there. And this Q-tip can. So use a Q-tip which is extremely thin. It'll help. And you should have taken a step towards resolving this problem. Whoa, that's crazy. I think I might just try it out after cleaning things up, but just to be on the safe side, I think it makes sense to do some of the other things. And I'm going to talk about some of the other fixes. I've done quite a bit of research on this. Um, I'm not comfortable with some of them, so I won't be really doing them on the PlayStation 4 that I own. But there is another one that I think I might attempt, and hopefully that will help things become a bit better. Right, so the first thing was restart the PlayStation 4. As simple as that, maybe multiple times. The second thing was clean the button. It's not a mechanical button, it's a soft button, so clean it with a Q-tip. No water or cleaning agent or anything that is required. You don't want to screw up your PlayStation. Also, another suggestion, throw this Q-tip away. Don't use it. It's not a good idea to use this. Third thing that we can do is there is a screw, and I'll be putting up an image of the screw as you can see over there. There's a screw that you can turn clockwise, and that might take care of the problem. To get to the screw, you need to open this glossy side of the PlayStation 4. So grab it from both sides and push, push, and it should slide out that way. Don't worry if there's a click sound, it just means that you've successfully opened this panel. And inside this, there'll be a small screw that you can simply turn, and that should take care of it. Another thing that we can do is a software update. Fourth thing, software update. Personally, I don't think it'll help. It's not a software problem, this is a hardware issue. But there's a lot of stuff that I've read online, and a lot of people say that, oh, it worked, it worked. Pretty sure it was temporary for them, but either way, it is a suggestion. Do a software update on the PlayStation 4. Finally, and something which I think makes a lot of sense, is where our pliers come into the picture. Just below the PlayStation 4, and I'll zoom up a bit over here. Just below the PlayStation 4, just below the eject button, is this pad that you can see. I'm not sure what to call it, but I'm calling it a pad. Grab that pad, like so, pull it out, like so. All right, so that's out. Now, this doesn't void the warranty or anything, but Sony has confirmed that this pad, especially in hot countries, might expand and push into the eject button, leading to the disk getting ejected randomly. And in fact, even when there's no disk in the drive, you'll hear a double beep kind of thing as if the system is trying to eject a disk. So that's another fix that you can attempt. Now, I'm attempting this for the first time, so I'm not really sure if all this will help or not. But after I've ejected that, well, I don't want to eject it anymore. After I've taken out that pad, I'll just do a bit of housework and clean things over here. Let's make sure everything looks good. And we're good to go. I hope this has helped some of you out. I'll go ahead and give an update in case this does not work. If all of this does not work, then you definitely need to contact Sony and get this sorted out. A small suggestion, and I'm not comfortable with this, but people have suggested it online, is instead of placing the PlayStation 4 flat, such that the eject button is hitting the ground, people have suggested that you place it vertically, like so. Now, I'm not a fan of this. I do not feel comfortable keeping my PlayStation 4 in such a vulnerable position where it can simply fall over and go kaboom. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep my PlayStation 4 flat, and we'll see how things go. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope this helps someone out. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe. Take care. Bye bye.